Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Carol. Welcome over. Today's video is going to be a chatty get ready with me. I think I want to use the soft Glam palette for today's get ready with me because I haven't been giving this any love on my channel. I don't even think I have a single video with this palette, which is absurd because it's an ABH palette and usually these are popular palettes that are featured heavily on here, but for some reason I've never done that. Today I'm going to be doing that, but as people who are accustomed to my get ready with me's would know, is that I usually like to talk about something while I put on makeup. Today I'm going to be doing my version of what's bringing me happiness or joy, or what's giving me serotonin, like monthly favorites type videos that are not only makeup. So I'm going to be talking about a few like makeup bits or fashion bits, but it's just general about a variety of things. So yeah, this is going to be my quarterly favorites, if you will. So let's get started. I will start off first with the boring stuff, which is eye primer, because once we move past that, it starts to get a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining. I don't use a lot of it, and I'm almost out. Well, I keep saying that, but I have used up a lot of my Smashbox eye primer. This is the 24-hour shadow primer, and I really love it. I don't think I will be repurchasing it, at least not immediately, because I have another one that I want to focus on before I decide which one I want to buy. But as it stands, it's a great eyelid primer. It works beautifully with a variety of different textures like liquid shadows, cream shadows, or regular powder shadows. It works well with all of them. So yeah, let's move on to the palette itself and start talking about the most random thing you'll ever hear on a beauty channel. So most people who know me would never expect the words that I'm about to say to ever come out of my mouth, because I have never shown interest in this. But what's bringing me a lot of excitement and happiness and serotonin and joy lately have been shark videos. Especially there's like this channel called the Malibu Artist, I believe. I'll leave it linked in the description box. The guy who runs the channel flies his drone over the ocean and documents encounters or just like sharks overall. And I think he focuses more heavily, or at least the kind of shark that seems to be more available or present in the area seems to be the great white shark, which is known for its scary, aggressive behavior. And videos like that kind of contradict what you would normally associate the great white shark or something. And I like that. I also find these videos oddly relaxing, which doesn't sound possible because we're looking at sharks and the media has trained us to start like getting like faster heartbeats and fear every time we see sharks. But somehow these videos have become my go-to relaxing videos. Even these aren't the type that you would put in the background, because these videos are like between 2 to 5 minutes tops, so they're very short videos and they're very visual. You want to see what's happening because it's interesting when you hear his commentary on the shark's behavior and the encounters that there may be. It's interesting to see it in person because I don't know how to explain it, but when you hear someone telling you, oof, this lion is acting so gently with this kid, you're gonna be like, is he really? I feel like that's what is kind of happening, but with sharks and surfers or kayakers or whatever. And it's very interesting. There's also, I think what started it off probably was this video by Mark Rober, I think. I haven't really seen many videos by Mark Rober. I've only seen maybe like 4 or 5, but by the gist, I think he might be an engineer, and he basically conducts experiments, or he engineers some things. I think he's an engineer, I think. The video that caught my eye the most is this video where he conducted this experiment to see how sharks would react to different types of blood or different things that are known to trigger sharks to act more aggressively and to attract sharks to come to a certain spot. So what he did was that he had, I think, maybe like beef blood or some kind of a mammal blood. Then he had fish blood. I think he also had fish oil, human urine, and he also got the people on the boat to donate blood so that there would also be human blood, because it's known that sharks are very attracted, or so we used to think at least. Sharks are highly attracted to human blood, like 1 drop of human blood will attract all the sharks in the ocean, however, wherever they are, however far away they may be. And let's just say that TV is good at brainwashing people. It is. And it's lovely to see sharks behaving in their natural habitat. Not only sharks, like orcas, those whales are known as like killer whales or something. I've been watching these for like a month, so I'm fairly new to the terminology and fish types and whatnot, but I'm fascinated by the content that I'm seeing. So basically what Mark did was that he had this like IV bag that would, with this type of technology that would allow it to like act as a dropper, so it would release some drops of each of the liquids very far away from each other on a surfboard or something, to see where sharks would be more present and how many sharks would be there and how the sharks would behave. So he filmed each of the locations with a drone, I assume, and I won't tell you what ended up happening, but let's just say that it's one of the most interesting videos on YouTube, and it's a refreshing thing to watch, especially considering how heavy the beauty community has been lately. And I'm not talking about my collaboration with Laura and Ted, because that has been one of the most just joyous activities or joyous contents that I've like created as well as watched on here. I watched both Ted's video and Laura's video several times because it's just wonderful. That collaboration holds a very special place in my heart. So the first thing was, as I said, shark videos. Would you have expected me to ever say that? I don't think so, but that's what I'm saying because that's how I feel. Okay, I think I want to use my finger and pick up the shade Bronze, which is this one. It looks more gold than bronze, but who cares? I don't think I've ever used it because it looked unswatched. Let's see. It's pretty. I haven't done these types of videos where I only apply mattes in my crease and shimmers on my lid in a long time. Okay, so we're moving on to my face. I'm going to start applying my base products after I cleaned up my under eyes because Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes are quite powdery and there will be fallout. There will be fall down underneath your eyes and whatnot. So it's important that you do your eyes first and then you clean it up. So I'm going to be using a product. Let's just say that this is my Smashbox primerizer. I won't show you how much I have left. And I won't even film the process of me getting the product out. I have this much, like 3 pumps, which is what I normally like. And I'm going to move on to talk about something that I've already dedicated an entire video to discussing, which is my absolute love of RuPaul's Drag Race. I love that show more than I could love my future potential children. Like, I am obsessed. I have seen every single episode several times. Several times. Like Jersey Justice has been one of my go-to episodes of the entire show. I also love the roasts. I adore the Rosicles. And I know that many people don't seem to think that the Rosicle this season is as good as the Rosicle last season. Now bear in mind that season 13 had an incredible Rosicle. Madonna was such a great person to make a Rosicle about, but I loved the social media Rosicle. I thought that it was great. I thought that the queens overall were great. I even think that Simone wasn't that bad. I like every time Simone's part starts, I start to sing along because I love the lyrics of that part. I love Instaglam. I love Do It For The Glam. I love everything about the part. I even think that she did pretty good. The only thing that I don't think is very Simone is the look. But if we're talking about looks of the Rosicle, what on earth was Olivia Lux wearing? I mean, if Ru wants to say to Joe Black never ever to wear H&M again, I think that he should also be telling Olivia Lux never ever to wear H&M's men's section ever again, because that outfit was catastrophic in my opinion. I can't understand what Olivia was thinking. And I can't even imagine what she was thinking when she decided to wear this. Now I understand that she played the role of a guy inventing a social platform. I think his name is Mark Somethingberg. The guy from Facebook, the Facebook guy, what's his name? I'm not that huge into Facebook anymore, but I mean it's still very current, so we gotta give it props. But I really did enjoy the Rosicle this season, and so far for the entire quarter, since January 1st, literally, there have been several episodes of season season 13, RuPaul Drag Race season 13, as well as the UK one, and I just loved both of them. I loved the UK one this time. I thought that it was unfair that Ahura got eliminated, and I thought that she should have replaced Ellie Diamond. Like, I appreciate Ellie Diamond's talents, especially at such a young age, but I would rather have seen Ahura in the final 5. And I also think that her snatch game was pretty good. I don't understand the judges, really. I think that all of the looks that she had throughout the entire season were fabulous. And I also think that her performance overall in so many episodes, actually almost in all episodes, aside from the Rosical, aside from the roast or the comedy challenge, were very good. I was surprised to see her go. And I was surprised to see Tace somehow stay, although I think that Tace and Ellie were pretty mediocre. And it was evident for me that the winner was either going to be Lawrence or Bimini, although Bimini had a rocky start. Well, actually, a rocky start up until they left because of COVID, obviously. And Ahura, I thought that it was going to be either one of those three, and I would have been happier with it being either Bimini or Ahura, especially after seeing Lawrence's attitude towards Ellie in the comedy challenge. I was a bit grossed out by that attitude, and I don't think that the queen of the show, the queen of all queens, should exhibit such behavior and should feel like her ability to shine depend on the order of appearance. I thought that she should have had the confidence to excel wherever in whatever order they were placed. Even if she was like first or last, I think that she should have had the confidence to feel like wherever you put me, I'm going to slay. And I was disappointed, to say the least. But at least, I don't think Bimini won that episode, right? I think Bimini. Wait, was it Bimini or Tace who won? No, Tace didn't win it. I think it was Bimini who won the episode. I love Bimini. And by the way, if you like makeup videos and if you like Drag Race, I highly recommend that you watch Hannah's video in which she created a look inspired by Bimini Bambulash. I thought it was such a great concept, and I thought that the video was wonderful too. I mean, Hannah does great concepts. If you want to see videos with like a lot of thought put into them and good execution, good filming, I think Hannah's channel definitely provides that. So RuPaul's Drag Race has been a solid favorite as of the last quarter, and it's been a solid favorite for so many years at this point. Like, I'm the type that automatically, like my default mode is to automatically reach to RuPaul's Drag Race of any season, any episode, whenever I'm feeling like bored and not in the mood to watch a movie or to commit to a new series. I'm powdering my face with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting diffused light. Yeah, diffused light. This is the one that I'm trying to use up. And I think I'm making decent progress. I know that I talked about cheerful short videos and cheerful RuPaul's Drag Race. It's a happy show. The queens bring so much joy to my chilly little heart. But I want to move on and talk about my next favorite, which is a very serious topic. It's a documentary on YouTube about a murder. I think his name was... I didn't write the full thing here, but I think his name was either... Hold on, I should look it up because it's really, really good. So basically, I've been watching some murder documentaries on Netflix, and this one has been my favorite. Also, if you want to see interesting like takes on murder cases and murder content, I highly recommend you watch Observe. I think Observe is a channel on YouTube where the person running it, I think he must have been a psychologist, or he probably is a psychologist, but what he does is that he analyzes non-verbal communication, so like body language and things like that. And it's really, really interesting. So he watches a video, and he did that also with like some YouTube apologies. I'm not going to talk about that because it's so lame. But he did that, and he does videos in which he talks about the behavior of people during trials. So there was like the case of the woman who killed her daughter. Can't remember what her name is. She was like 3 years old or 2 years old, the daughter, and she somehow killed her because she wanted to be allegedly. Let's just say that. Allegedly, just so I won't get in any trouble. Not that anyone's gonna watch my video or anything, so I'm safe. But that was one of the things that I watched. There was also something Watts. I can't remember his name. He allegedly murdered his wife and his 2 daughters, and there are videos about that. And there's also another YouTube channel. I think his name is Dr. Grande. He is a psychologist, and he analyzes people's personalities. He doesn't diagnose necessarily, but since he is an expert in the field, he gives his take or his opinion on these topics. And so far it's been really interesting. Really, really interesting. I also watched Murder Among the Mormons, but I didn't pay close attention because I was doing a lot of other things while doing that. And I'm trying to find that that series, or like that docu-series. It's basically about a kid who was allegedly murdered by his mom and her boyfriend. He was tortured, and it was an ugly scene, to say the very least. The Trial of Gabriel Fernandez. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. So basically, this kid spends some time at his mom and her boyfriend's place, and they torture him to death, literally. And they discuss his trial in that docu-series. It's really, really interesting. I thought that the situation was very strange because I would never think that a mother would be capable of such thing. I wasn't raised in an environment where I was ever exposed to evil moms, luckily. And to me, the concept of an evil mother just doesn't make sense. But once you start watching documentaries like that, you start to appreciate mothers a lot more than you ever did. Especially the mothers that are around us, our own moms and grandmas and stuff like that. You start to appreciate the kindness that a lot of us have been exposed to throughout our lives. Now, since we're already on the topic of something sad and upsetting, I will talk about one more sad and upsetting thing that somehow I enjoyed. At the beginning of the year, this student that I tutor told me that she has to write an essay about a play called Wit. And since I was helping her with it, I wanted to know what it's about, and I read the whole thing. I read it in one day because, first of all, I had to. She didn't give me much time. But also, I really enjoyed it. It was such a good play. I can't remember who the author is. I'll leave all of the details in the description box if you're curious. But basically, let me go grab a blush and I'll come back and tell you more about it. It basically talks about a literature lecturer who specializes in like Donne and Chaucer and Milton and all of those people from Stone Age or something. I don't know, they're from a long time ago. She used to lecture, or she taught this med student a class, and then what ended up happening was that she was diagnosed with cancer, and she went to the hospital to get her treatments. She was in bad shape, and one of the doctors that were on her case was that same kid that she taught, or she lectured so many years ago. And it basically talks about, there's not much of a plot because we don't go anywhere. We're in that hospital, and the entire play, about 100 pages long, is just about what happens in that hospital and her relationships with the staff and the nurses, and the presence versus absence of wit, and when it's appropriate, when it's not appropriate, and things like that. I found it really interesting, and since I am the type to watch videos about cancer diagnoses and about symptoms and whatnot, like I am the type to watch these videos, I will admit. And she definitely managed to make such a heavy topic as terminal cancer and death and all of that easy to read, and somehow allows you to feel like you're not there to experience it, so you don't feel heavy after reading it. At least I didn't feel personally like, you know, this heavy feeling when you read or see someone dying, even if it's on TV. Because sometimes when you see people suffering and people who are sick, you start to feel this heaviness, but I didn't feel any of that, and I appreciated that a lot, because I wasn't looking for anything to make me feel worse, because we've been feeling horrible this entire year, and the last thing I needed was a reason to feel worse. Okay, I'm gonna finish up my eyes. I'm gonna do a little bit of lower lash line, and then we will talk about a few beauty things, and I think I have like 3 beauty things and 2 random things, and we will be done. So let's let's talk about the non-beauty things. So let's leave the beauty things for last. The non-beauty things are firstly my dog. Since I am not working currently because of COVID, I lost my job, as I have said several times. I have been staying at home with my dog a lot more than I ever have. And he makes me feel like I'm not alone. He makes me feel like there's always someone with me, and he is so kind and so gentle, and I just really adore him. If you want to see pictures of him, go to my Instagram. There will be several pictures of him. Another favorite, let's say, are favorites of life, but I want to mention them specifically in the context of this video. And I'm talking about my friends, my close friends, who know who they are if they are watching the video, and spending time with them, like visiting them at their own home and spending time with them in spite of the uncertainty of the time that we're living in, brings me a lot of comfort and joy. And I'm very thankful and grateful for them in my life. Another thing that I'm very grateful for is the collaboration obviously with Laura and Ted. And I'm also very grateful for my collaboration on Instagram with my friend Lina. Lina is a very close friend of mine, and let me tell you something about her. So there was a time where I just didn't want to leave my house. I wanted to stay at home. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to see anyone. And she basically told me that, like it or not, she's coming over and we're going out. So that's what she did. She took me out of my own home. We went, bought a bottle of white wine. We sat in the middle of nowhere, chatted and drank a little bit of wine and ate some gummies because, I don't know, it's what you should be having when you're having wine. Gummy stuff, not only gummy bears. So it was very thoughtful of her, and I really appreciated it. And I hope that she knows that I really appreciated it, even if I acted like a bitch and at first didn't want to go anywhere. Let's move on to talk about beauty stuff. I have been really into cream products, cream cheek products and cream eye products, and there are two brushes specifically that I really want to talk about. The first being my Il Maquillage, and I think it's 141 or 140. I'll leave it right here. This is supposed to be a concealer brush. It looks like that. A round domed brush that I don't use for concealer. I use for cream eyeshadows. So I use it with my Danessa Myricks Color Fix matte specifically. And I also use it with my Ritual de Fille Arrows when I want to apply that on my eyes. I love those products together. And when I'm using cream cheek products, I like to use the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. This is an oldie but a goodie, but for some reason I have never tried it before last winter. Not the one that just ended, the one that was before it, like in 2019. I was in Germany at the time, and I forgot to bring a brush, and I went to the pharmacy and got myself this, and I have not looked back ever since. I really like it. At first I was using it for foundation, but I like to use my Jade foundation brush, which is this, number 12, because it's slightly bigger and it covers more and it's a bit faster, but this is beautiful for the cheeks. You know what, I'm just doing makeup for no reason, so I should go a little bit crazy. I'm going to use the shade Mulberry, which is the darkest one right here, not the black, the one right above it. the warm toned Ready Brown. I'm going to use it on my outer corner, I think. Let's see. I have 3 makeup products to discuss, and these are the products that you've been seeing a lot, either here or on my Instagram page. Oof, this is crazy, too much. I regret it, but I'm at home, so it's not a problem if I mess it up. I can blend it, I hope, and if I can't blend it, then you can say that I suck. Yeah, it's getting better. I still think that it was a bit too much. Let's see if I can create the same look on the other eye. Symmetry has always been a struggle. They're not symmetrical by any means. They're not twins. They're not sisters. They're not cousins. They're not even neighbors. They went to the same high school and were influenced by the same cool kids. And that's fine. They're trying to figure out their own identity and not try to please people anymore. Okay, I'm going to apply my mascara because it's one of the most boring things to watch. Behind the scenes, I'll come back with eyes so that we can do the lips and talk about my last 3 favorites. Okay, so the last thing I want to do before we move on to the lips is I want to apply a little bit of inner corner highlight. This is what is in my project pan. It's the Kiko Smart eyeshadow in the shade 02. And it makes for a great inner corner highlight. As you can see, it's lovely. Lastly, for lips, I'm going to use my project pan stuff. I've been using I used everything in my project pan in this video, except for the eyeshadows. Okay, can I talk about another favorite as I'm lining my lips? I don't think so. I was just talking about these liners to my friend Eaman. She just started her YouTube channel. It's called, what is it called? Hold on. It's called 10th Story? Something like that. Hold on, I will tell you exactly what it's called. I'm so terrible with names. The Story Tent. So I'll leave it linked underneath. She is fresh to YouTube. She makes lovely videos, very chilled, very relaxed, and her personality is really, really warm and welcoming. So I highly recommend you go and check her out. I'm going to use my Fenty Glow lip gloss. Okay, so now that the makeup is complete, let's talk about the last 3 favorites. The first being the Linda Hallberg Infinity Glossy Glow and Primer. So I've been really interested in getting this glass skin, like a glossy lid, glossy lips and all of that, and the perfect product to achieve all of the above is this. I've had it in my collection for quite a while, and I got it with the intention of getting these things, but I have never really found eyeshadows that held up well and didn't really crease that much with this over top until I discovered the Danessa Myricks color fixes. These are nuclear bomb proof. Like, lots of things could happen and the eyeshadows are still going to be there at the end of the day. So this works beautifully with that, and I also used it in a video. I can't remember if it's here or if, I think it's on my Instagram. I applied this all over my face with the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in Exposed. It was a lovely look, and I applied all of them like on my eyes, face, cheeks and lips, so you can check it out. But I don't think that Exposed is quite a favorite. I don't think that I'm that obsessed with the shade, but I love the formula. A Danessa Myricks product that I am so obsessed with that I cannot stop talking about it is this. This is a Vision Flush in the shade Toasted Almond. Ted actually commented about Nutcracker in our collaboration. I have Nutcracker. I love Nutcracker. I love it a lot, but I adore Toasted Almond so much. Let me show you how gorgeous this shade is. Just bear in mind that you have to like warm tones to really like this. This is the shade right now, but let me show you how it blends. It blends so beautifully. Look at this gorgeous shade. It's so stunning, and it blends so effortlessly and provides a beautiful, like, glossy finish. Not shimmery, not sparkler, but there's like this beautiful, almost like oily type of glow, but it's not oily, it's just beautiful sheen. I love it so much. I love this thing. I cannot stop talking about it. And if you've been here for the last month or so, you have heard me rave and rave about it. And by the way, next week there's going to be a Danessa Myricks. Actually, no, on Wednesday. Today's Monday, today's Sunday, but I'm going to be posting it on Monday. On Thursday, there's going to be a video reviewing my Danessa Myricks product, because I have 5. And the last beauty product I want to talk about before I wrap up the video is the Ritual de Fille Inner Glow Cream Pigment in the shade Arrows. I love this so much. I want to talk about it all the time. These 2 products, if I had to restart my makeup collection all over again, I absolutely would be getting these. I don't care that they are very like niche type products and products that you have to, like these things, this doesn't really last on its own on the eyes without a color fix underneath. And this, it's not an everybody's type product. But it's my type of product and I love it, and I will absolutely get it. So these are the favorites, or the products that have been giving me serotonin, that I've been loving, that are my favorites, products and otherwise, TV and whatnot. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and I would love to know what some of the things that have been bringing you joy over the last few months have been. If you would like to share that with me, I would love it. And if there are some beauty products that you've been loving, let me know, especially from interesting brands that I could be curious in trying out, because I am trying to explore new brands this year. I'm trying not to make more like brand repeats, because I want to explore the beauty space. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you enjoyed it, you know what to do. You can leave me some thumbs up. It helps a lot. It helps YouTubers so much. And if you'd like for my channel to grow, I think that this is one of the most important things to do. And then also leave me a comment underneath telling me anything you'd like to say. I'm all ears, and I love interacting with people on the platform, and I like meeting new friends. I cannot believe how many amazing people are in here. And you know, we watch a lot of negativity, but trust me, there is so much more positivity pouring out of the beauty community. You just have to know where to look for those people and those vibes, and you'll find it. Trust me, you'll find it. Like Alexa Blake has been one of my favorite discoveries over the last 3 months. I've talked about the people that I love watching, and the video will be linked either in the description or around me, like on top. But yeah, absolutely, I love Alexa Blake as well. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.